Assalamu alaikum jami'an rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I begin in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. May His peace and blessings be upon His holy messenger, Rasulullah, and His holy progeny, the Ahlul Bayt, and the master of our time, Imam Sahib al-Zaman, Ashullah Ta'ala, Rajahan. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So the last couple of nights, we've been carrying on a topic about the signs of the return of Al-Qaem. Yesterday we had to pause the topic, but today we'll continue it, and today we will talk about what will happen the day of, who the 313 companions of Al-Qaem are, and inshallah today we'll finish that topic. Now we discussed that the 5 signs of the return of Al-Qaem are what? The return of Sufyani, return of Al-Yamani, and Khorasani, right? So a man from Syria will be Al-Sufyani, the son of Abu Sufyan. A Sayyid from Khorasan will rise against him, and a Sayyid from Yemen will rise against him, right? Now, those are the 3 signs we discussed last time. Then we discussed the signs that happen right before the Imam will return will be what? In the 23rd Ramadan, hadith mentioned that a Sayha, Angel Jibreel will come from the sky and announce the coming of Al-Imam. And he'll say that the truth is with Ali and his Shia. Now, that can be said, we may not see an angel come down like, how we predict in the hadith. We have to think about this literally today. When people heard this hadith 400 years ago, they're like, how can this be? How can everyone around the world hear this? Today we have media, today we have news. It can be learned in every language around the world. Everyone will hear this call. And then it says, on 2 weeks before Muharram, a Sayyid whose name will be, they call him Nafs al-Zakiyah, pure soul, who will be martyred between Maqam Ibrahim in the Kaaba and the corner of the Kaaba. And they say no more than 14 days after he passes away and gets martyred, Imam Hajjat al-Fajr will arrive. Now the Imam will arrive, it says, on the night before Ashura, on Thursday. He will come with 313 companions. Now those 313 companions are what we're going to talk about today. Who are they? We may ask, what is our role in all of this? Why is the Imam waiting? The Imam is waiting for 313 people to be ready for him. Now this is sad that we think about it, because at least today, how many people we see namaz sometimes? In Muharram, we have more than 313 people that come here. But the Imam is waiting for 313 people to be ready. Now you may ask, who are these 313 people? The hadiths have told us that 313 people, some hadiths say that of them, 13 of them may be women. Some hadiths say 15 of them will be women. But they say majority of them will be the brothers. And these 313 people are the same amount of people who were with the Prophet in the Battle of Badr. The battle which took place in 17th Ramadan while they were fighting Ramadan. And what's even more, when you look at this and how Allah beautifully plans everything, is that when you look in the Quran, look at Surah 3 verse 13. What does it say? It says that there is a sign for you when 2 groups confronted each other, and one was double the size of the other, but they did not believe. And Allah gives strength to whoever He wishes. And indeed there is a sign for those who see. This is the verse that was revealed for the people who fought in the Battle of Badr, when 313 Muslims fought against 950 Kafir. And the same thing happened back then. Those 313 won, because it says the angels came down and fight with them. Those same 313, there's the same number that Imam needs for him to rise today. Now you ask, who are these 313? How can we be one of those 313? Are there only 313? These are the questions I answer for you right now. Now who are these 313? The Imam has given us the qualities of them. The first thing he says that they have Tawheed like no other. They are lions in the day and they're the best worshippers in the night. Their Aqidah, they have the most strongest Aqidah you can ever believe in. They believe in the Imams like no one believes in the Imams. Like we described on the 15th of Shaban when I was here, I told you the story of Harun al-Makki, the companion Imam Ja'far Sadiq alayhi salam. When Imam Ja'far Sadiq alayhi salam told him, go sit inside this hot oven, he walked, didn't question, sit inside the hot oven. The oven, he said it was burning, he didn't care, because the Imam said so. This is the yaqeen we need to have. Who here has the yaqeen? How many of us can go sit inside a hot oven today if the Imam came today? Really ask yourself. If you can do this, then yes, you will be one of them. And this is the amount of yaqeen we need to have. Let's learn from the companions of the Imam. You know, Maytham al-Tammar, one of the best companions that we had. Imam Ali alayhi salam, salawat. Ma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ashfar. Imam Ali alayhi salam had predicted his death. He told him, Maytham, one day you will die. When you are saying my praises, you'll be hung and your tongue will be cut. He says, oh Imam, and he says, I give you permission that day to do taqiyya. That means you don't have to sing my praises that day. He says, oh Imam, how many times will they torture me? They said just once. He says, Imam, if they tortured me 70,000 times or more, I will not ever stop singing your praises. And Maytham al-Tammar, you know how he was killed? He was hung. The Umayyads hung him and they cut off his tongue. While they hung him, he was singing the praise of Imam Ali alayhi salam. They had to come cut off his tongue. So Imam Ali alayhi salam's prediction came true. And this is the type of Shia that the Imam needs today. You know, all of us, we say in the du'as, we read in Dua Nudba, we say, Ya Aziz, I wish we can see you. It's hard for us to see you. We can see other creatures, we cannot see you. We say, Imam, we wish we were there in Karbala. The Imam is here today. What are you doing for him today? He's here right now. You are here. You are those people. You can be there for the Imam. But we have to have this kind of faith in us. We have to have this faith. Yaqeen, ma'rifah of the Imam. To know. Like those companions in Karbala, when Imam told them, you can leave. They didn't leave. Because they knew nothing matters. Only the Imam matters. Do we have this kind of yaqeen today? This is why the Imam didn't come. Because if he comes today, what's going to happen, brothers? Think about it. Are we all ready today to serve him? To give up everything that we do in our lives every single day, to be ready, really ready for him? You know, all of us, none of us live perfect lives. But the Imam will come. He'll come one day. He'll need people who are there for him. Will we give up everything we have and go show up at the Imam? Ask yourself this question. Will we say, you know, Abi anta wa ammi in Du'at al-Nudba, will we sacrifice our parents for our Imam? Think about this. When we recite these lines, how many of us will really do this? Without a second thought, just, here you go, here's my parents for you, because you're the Imam, you're the Hujjah of Allah. This is a sacrifice I'll be happy to give. How many of us will really be able to do this? This is the yaqeen we need to have. And this is why the Imam hasn't come back yet. Because if he doesn't have at least 313 people ready like this, how can he come back? You know, he says those 313 people are needed, you know, and they have given more qualities. And one of those is taqwa. I recommend everyone to go read the Qutb al-Muttaqeen in Hajj al-Balagha from Imam Ali alayhi salam. And he tells us the people of taqwa, who are God-fearing, how they believe, what they do. You know, we commit little sins and we think we're just doing nothing. Imam Zayd al-Abedi alayhi salam has said, do not think of the size of the sin. Think about who you're disobeying. Do not think about how small the sin is every single day. That small sin that you do is the worst sin the Imam just said. Because you think it's nothing while it's piling up, piling up, piling up. And it might be more than someone who committed a grave sin. So remember this, they have said many of these things. And they have also told us that we have to be of those whose hearts are pure, whose hearts have no hatred for anyone. No, we don't backbite, we don't do none of that stuff. You know, we have a story, it says that from narration from Rasulullah. He was in the masjid with his companions and a man walked inside and he says, this man is the one who's going to Jannah. He was just a normal man. So the companions were like, okay, wow, what is he? Why is he going to Jannah? So one of the companions said, I'm going to go follow him. So he went to the man's house. He says, oh man, can I stay inside your house for a few days? He wanted to see what this man does. Does he read many du'as? Does he pray Salat al-Layl all night? What does he do? So he goes to this guy's house. He's living. He says, can I stay with you for a few days? I'm a traveler. So the man says, okay, you can come inside my house. So he watches him day one. He's waiting. He's like, what is he going to do today? I want to know what it is. In his normal life, he comes home, prays, goes to sleep. That's it. Khalas. Next day, same thing. Next, he's like, what does this man do? So the third day, he got tired. He's like, you know what? Tell me. Rasulullah has said, you're going to Jannah. Tell me, is there something special that you do? What's special about you? I haven't seen anything that you do that's out of the ordinary. He says, every night when I go to sleep, I tell Allah to clean my heart of all hatred from anyone. I make sure my heart goes to sleep pure. Because my heart is the vessel of Allah. And when you have Allah in your heart, you don't put anything that's bad or najis inside your heart. Ghiba or hatred for anyone. for any mu'min, anyone. He says, I clean my heart every night, then I go to sleep peacefully. And this is why that man, Rasulullah said, is going to Jannah. Now the Imams have told us many other things. They have told us sincerity. To be sincere, what does it mean to be sincere? It means to do all the actions for Allah only. For example, when people give charity, it says your left hand should not know what your right hand does. We learned from the Imams what they used to do. It says the Imam Abedi alayhi salam used to go every single day after Maghrib and Isha prayer and walk around, covered his face with a big bag of food and bread. He used to go to everyone that was homeless and needed food and give it to them all. And no one knew he was the Imam doing so. You know when they found out? They found out on his death. On 2 occasions. The first group of people that found out were the ones that were doing his ghusl. When they saw the marks of the hunch of the bag, they used to carry, it used to be so heavy, he used to mark his whole back. They saw it then. And the second group of people they found out when? When they saw that, they heard that a man had died, and that day no one came to give them food. They went and they say, who died? They said, Imam Abedi alayhi salam. And when they saw him, they recognized, by his clothing, this was the man. And for 2-3 days, they had no food. They realized he was the man who was to give their food. This is the sincerity, brothers and sisters, that we have to have. Taqwa, sincerity. Those become friends with the Quran. It says that if you cannot even look at the Quran, how do you expect your eyes to see the Imam? That's what it is. Sometimes when the Quran falls down in our houses, sometimes we're like, oh my God, the Quran fell down, let's go pick it up, we kiss it. But what are you doing every single day when the Quran is at your house? That's the word of Allah. Allah's actual word. Allah will say, my word, I've given you my word. I've given you your manual. What have you done to it? You have left it. What have you done to it? How many of us can recite Quran properly? Honestly, ask yourself this question. If you can, make sure you do this Ramadan. Because what if Imam comes today and says, recite Quran for me? You'll be like, MashaAllah, you had this whole life to learn how to recite Allah's words, and you couldn't recite the Quran properly? Think about these questions. Think about these things. This is our role. We always say, why the Imam didn't come? This is our role. We have to make him come. We have to show him that we need him. We have to be desperate for the Imam. How many are desperate for him? Truly ask yourselves, how many are desperate for the Imam? Can we just go by our lives today, tomorrow, nothing happens, we come to the mosque every once in a while? Who's desperate for the Imam? Ask yourself. If you're desperate, be desperate. And this is what the Imam wants from us. Now, it said that the Imam, I'll continue on now with the signs. These are some qualities of 313 that we need to have. Inshallah, the next 2 days, I'll discuss qualities that we can learn through the lives of our prophets. And we can, learn from them how they have taught us all these qualities as well through their life lessons. But today I'll continue on with the final signs of the Imam. It says that when the Imam comes back, these 313 will gather from wherever they are in the world. You could be anywhere in the world, you appear with the Imam that day. And now the next question is, are there only 313 people? No. These 313 people were the commanders. This is the 313 the Imam needs to be his commanders, his governors of his army and his government. After that, there'll be thousands more. It says some hadiths say 4,000, some hadiths say 10,000, right? So now the Imam has come to the Kaaba. It says that he will come to the Kaaba and he will give a speech. He will stand in front of the Kaaba before Maqam Ibrahim and he'll call it, he says, Ya Ahl al-Alam, O people. And I'll try and say in English for everyone. So Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam has given us the whole speech. He says, O people, we are seeking the help of Allah over those who have oppressed us, those who have taken away our rights of the Ahlul Bayt. O people, right now I am telling you that I am the representative of Allah, Allah's hujjah on earth. If you want arguments against Allah, you want any proof against Allah, I'm here, I can tell you. He says, I am the closest one to him. Then he goes on to say, if you want arguments against Adam, I am here, I can tell you. You want arguments against Nabi Isa, I can tell you. You want arguments against Nabi Musa, you want knowledge from the Torah, you want knowledge from the Bible, Injil, I can tell you what it is. He'll tell to everyone, he'll make a call to everyone, not just the Shia, to the entire world. Remember, we cannot be selfish with Muhammad or the Imam. He's for humanity. He's for every single one of us. He'll say, you want new in his traditions, I'll tell you. Ibrahim in his traditions, I'll tell you. Whoever you want to talk about, I'll tell you what it is. I am Allah's final proof, the descendant of all of these messengers on earth. You want the Quran? I'm the closest to the Quran. Because at times people will say, we have knowledge in the Quran. People like to say. And some people will say, what knowledge you have? We are here. We are the ones who have studied. We have the knowledge. And I want to have knowledge for everyone. You want to debate me? You want to question me? Whatever it is, I'll give you the answers. The Imam will make this speech. And then other traditions also say, he'll say that, I am the one who has come to take revenge on my grandfather Hussein. I am the one who has come to take revenge because my grandfather Hussein was killed thirsty. They have oppressed Ahlul Bayt. I am here. He was abandoned. His clothes were ripped. His body was trampled upon. I am here, the one to take revenge of him today. To continue on his message. And then it says, those 313 will gather next to him. And it says thousands will come. Some say 4,000, some say 10,000. They'll come gather. And then it says they'll march from the Kaaba to Kufa. And in Kufa, the Imam's government will be established. Masjid al-Sahla will be his home, and Masjid al-Kufa will be the center of the government. And then, brothers and sisters, it says many, many hadiths of what's going to come after that. Many battles, many wars that will happen. And this is when Imam needs every single one of you. You will need to be there for the Imam. Do not think Ashura happened only once. It will come again, and Imam will need every single one of us. So be ready. Be ready, because that can happen anytime. You have to be ready, always. Who is ready to give up everything and go for the Imam? Train yourselves now, so when the day comes, you're not lost. You're there for your Imam. And then they say, I'm not going to give all the signs, because, there's many, many signs and traditions of what happens, of how many wars will happen and what will happen. We just need to know, we need to be ready. And also it says that the Imam will free Jerusalem. He'll go towards Jerusalem. And then it says that when he arrives at Jerusalem, the people will realize that the Imam is here, majority of the world, the Christian world. And when he's at Jerusalem, and that's when the return of Nabi Isa alayhi salam happens. Nabi Isa will return when the Imam is at Jerusalem. And the Imam is about to lead prayer. He'll tell Nabi Isa alayhi salam, Ya Ibn Batul, referring to Sayyidina Maryam alayhi salam, go lead the prayer. Nabi Isa alayhi salam will say, and remember at this time the world will be watching. Nabi Isa will say, you have a greater right on this than me. And then the people will realize, those followers of Nabi Isa will realize that this is the Imam. And many of them will join the Imam at this point. Because you see, Nabi Isa came back, the Imam, he's praying behind, and they'll lead Jummah prayer, and Nabi Isa will be praying behind the Imam. Now this is what will happen that day. And after this, it says that a beautiful age will happen for the Shia. Naz will be unlocked that has never been happened before. It'll be the best time for the Shia. Look forward to this time. Inshallah, we all get to see this in this lifetime. Inshallah, all of us get to be there in that lifetime. When it happens, inshallah, I hope it happens in our lifetime. We've been determining the events that have been going on. The biggest factor is not the events, but it's us. If we all get together, Imam says he needs 313. There's 300 plus million. Let's give him 313 million. Don't give him 313. Make your hearts ready. Be ready. Inshallah, brothers and sisters, we hope to see all of you on that day. And I hope to be there with all of you. Inshallah, we'll end the lecture here today. Recite Surah Al-Fatiha for those marhum who have passed away. Let's hope that those who didn't make it last Ramadan will make it to us. Pray marhum, inshallah, all of us get to make it to next Ramadan. Let's pray for our sources of guidance, our sheikhs and Amaraja, to continue on to serve us, and let's pray for the reappearance of our Imam, inshallah, in our lifetime. Salawat.